This is where so many people get stuck, not because they're incapable, but because they never stay with one solid foundation long enough for it to support them. And we all know Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is a business that gets you freedom. Are you sitting in front of a pile full of tasks for your business, family, household, and everything else to do, and long for that to go away? The trick is creating passive income. Of course, there's some work behind the passive part, but working 20% compared to 120 completely turned around how I enjoy life today. Great to have you here. Are you ready to move the needle, work less, and earn more? Grab your latest craft project and your favorite drink. Let's stitch together purpose, profit, and peace to create the life we've long been wanting. Welcome back. We're at the last episode in the mini-series, Choosing the Right Online Business for You. That, of course, means a good business for you, because there's not only one right option, right? So I'm really glad you're here today. And over the last episodes, we've been talking about choosing the right online business, building in the right season of life. And really, if your mindset is in the right place, you could probably succeed no matter what else is going on in your life. But choosing what's aligned with you and how and even when to lay your income streams without burning out. Today, I'd like to bring it all together because there's always certain questions that come up again and again, especially once people have been building for a while. Like, should I pivot? Or should I start something new, something else? Am I stuck? Or am I just in the middle? So today, we're talking about how to grow without starting over, how to evolve your business without losing focus, momentum, or confidence. And I want to show you why having an automated online business as your foundation and then layering passion projects on top of that might be the one of the wisest decisions you ever make. So grab your drink if you haven't done that already, put your walking shoes on, or get cozy with your current craft project, and let's talk about sustainable growth. So let's define why starting over is so tempting. And if we're true to ourselves for a moment, starting something new feels exciting. There's fresh energy, there's new ideas, a clean slate. Often it's just a matter of jumping right in and learning and doing. But in the past few years in online business, I've observed, both in myself and in so many others, that most people don't want a new business. They want relief. Relief from doing so much, shooting themselves and yourself about things you really don't want to do, or maybe you don't feel like doing. Relief from feeling scattered and wondering if your effort is paying off, or feeling like you should be further along by now. There's the shoulding again. And when the progress slows, which it always does at some point, the brain whispers, maybe this isn't the right thing. Maybe there's something better. Maybe I should switch. But very often, that feeling isn't a signal to quit. It's a signal that your role needs to evolve, not your foundation. Growth often requires refinement, not replacement. Remember, switching brings you back to square one, and all that effort you put in starts all over again. This is why so many people don't move forward. They don't have the focus or the tenacity and grit to go through the moments of the not so exciting momentum, which is what those who succeed do have. Now, it could be a good idea to look at the difference between evolution and distraction. And here's a simple way to tell the difference. Distraction tells you, this is hard. I'll try something else. This isn't working fast enough. Or maybe I picked the wrong thing. These are not helpful thoughts. The little devil on your shoulder is whispering lies into your ears. Evolution, on the other hand, asks, what can I simplify? What can I automate? And what should I stop doing? And what should I do with more intention? These are helpful thoughts, constructive thoughts so that you keep building on what you have worked so hard on so far. Distraction resets momentum, but doesn't keep it. Evolution builds on it. And this is where so many people get stuck. Not because they're incapable, but because they never stay with one solid foundation long enough for it to support them. And we all know Rome wasn't built in a day. And neither is a business that gives you freedom. I think we can all agree on that. So why does an automated online business make such a strong base? This is where we should be very clear, and it's also very practical. One of the biggest advantages of having an automated online business as your base is this. It keeps working even when your energy fluctuates. Automation means systems are doing part of the work for you. Income doesn't rely entirely on your daily output, and consistency becomes easier, not harder. And that matters, especially if you're working alongside a job, you have a busy family, you're navigating health challenges maybe, or you simply don't want your income tied to every single work hour you work for, trading time for money. In my case, I didn't start alongside a job. I jumped in fully, and that was my season. But for many people, starting alongside employment is the wisest and safest option. It reduces pressure, it allows you to learn while you're still earning, and it gives you space to grow confidence. And what matters isn't how you start. What matters is understanding that this is a long game. So if we look at layering passion projects the right way, we would talk about the fun part. Passion projects, whether you earn on them or you simply have created more time to do them, like crafts, design, courses, patterns, teaching, creative work. Or how about sports? More time for charities, church, events, organizations, music. The list is endless. These are the beautiful things, and they bring joy, expression, and meaning to your life. But here's the truth that many creatives learn the hard way. When passion projects are your only income source, they can quickly become stressful instead of joyful. This is why layering works so well. When you have an automated base income and predictable systems, support, and structure on top of that, you can build passion projects without urgency. You get to create because you want to, not because you have to. And that's where the creativity thrives. Layering doesn't mean everything all at once. It means adding intentionally at the right time without dismantling what already works. So if jumping between many models is not the right way to go, then how do we grow inside the one model we have or we choose? I want to say this clearly because it really is so important. Growth does not mean constantly changing direction. It's actually quite the opposite. Your business grows strong by simplifying instead of expanding endlessly, letting your activities change as your experience grows, shifting from task doing to actually leading, and moving from learning to mentoring. The model stays and your role evolves. It changes. That's not stagnation. That's maturity. And this is why consistency matters so much. Momentum compounds, skills compound, and confidence also compounds. Switching models over and over again resets all of that. And again, you're back to square one. Now, as always, a word about mindset is very useful. So before we wrap up, talking about mindset, it's important. Without it, none of this holds. Staying focused long-term requires patience when results are quiet. And that is a normal and often process. Trust when the growth is internal, personal growth, before it's visible, the financial results. Faith that consistency will pay off. Believing is huge. Doubt kills. Your mind will try to protect you by offering escape routes, distractions, new ideas, seemingly safer options. But growth and succeeding requires staying present. Mindset isn't something you just fix once. It's something that you maintain. It's a daily process and practice. That's why the daily inputs matter. What you listen to, who you surround yourself with, what you remind yourself of when the doubt shows up. And without that, even the best system won't work. Let me leave you with this thought. If you've been feeling torn between staying and starting over, maybe the answer isn't either or. Maybe it's build a strong, automated foundation, stay consistent, and allow yourself to layer what you love in season. That combination, automation plus passion, has the potential to create both freedom and fulfillment. Now, if you're open to this idea and to hear about what kind of foundation that could look like for you, and whether the online business model I use could fit your seasons of life, I'm always happy to talk about it and talk it through with you. No pressure, just clarity on what it looks like. There's contact info in the show notes. You don't need to start over. You just need to grow wisely and stay focused. Until next time, keep taking steady steps forward. You'll be amazed at what you can do with a good option and faith. Your future self will thank you, for sure. Have a great week. I hope this episode helped you move forward toward your goals and dreams, and that inspired you in some way. If it did, please do share it with a friend, and it would help me greatly if you would like to leave a review on the show. Have a look online at bkija.info, where you can find out more about the online business system I chose to run alongside my knitwear business. And that changed everything for me. That's vekija.info. There's a link and more info in the show notes. I'd be happy to mentor you every step of the way. Keep your heads up and take consistent steps forward with your eyes on the prize. And remember, mindset is the largest factor for success. See you next time and be blessed.